Okay, this is my iPad. We're going to sync PDF Expert to Box. First, let's have a look at our Box account. I'm going to go inside this app. This is a newer account. If yours is new and it looks like this is in the icon view. I don't prefer this. I would rather have it in list view. So under the plus sign up there at the top next to the search bar, there's three little lines. Hit those, and then you can see there's a list view option. That'll make it look like this. You can also choose the way that you want it to sort. I like it just alphabetically, and then the same view I do now. I like it to look the same in Box as I do PDF Expert. So I set it up in list view, and then I expect to see a similar list in PDF Expert when I have synced the two. I'm going to attempt to sync this Joel installer folder, and it is a shared folder. You can see inside here I have another one, schedules. You may want to just sync your schedules, and that is fine too. Inside this 111 I have some documents that I'll be editing, making sure that they work properly. If you want to delete the box movie and the top 10 things, that's fine, it's up to you. But let's go out to PDF Expert now. As you can see in the left in the gray area, the kind of charcoal black, there's documents, iCloud, and folders. Documents are documents that you're actually downloading to the PDF Expert app. They'll be stored locally on there. Only you will see them. And it'll only be this device. If you have another phone or something like that with PDF Expert on it, you won't see it in both. It's not cloud at that point. It's just stored locally onto that device. iCloud is your iCloud, iTunes, iWorld. If you put something in iCloud, that is just iCloud. That's not in Box. Synced folders are any folders anywhere in any cloud that you have synced properly. They'll show up here. As you can see, I have templates and docs forms there. Don't worry about that. Below that, in the cloud section, you may have nothing there. You may have already set up your Box account. I'm going, even though it shows Box and Google Drive there, I'm going to go ahead and add an account. So it'll look like that. I'm going to hit Box. And then I'm going to sign into that one we were just looking at. And this is going to grant access here, so that now PDF Expert and Box are linked. That is not in perfect sync, but that means they are linked, and you can access and see any document. So for instance, we're going to go into that installer folder into schedules, one we were just looking at, and if I try to open McAndrew, it's going to ask me to download it, and that would allow you to. If it does, it's going to take it to either documents or your synced folders. Nothing in Box is synced yet, so it's just going to put it somewhere else that you don't want. That's kind of a red flag that if you're accessing your paperwork for the day and it's asking you to download, something's not right. You either went to it the wrong way, got to your paperwork the wrong way, or something is out of sync. So I'm going to not do anything. I am going to show you how to sync this folder properly. You'll just want to be one click inside of whatever you want to sync. At the top right there you see edit, and then you can see sync next to it. If you hit sync, anything in your Box account anywhere is going to sync to PDF Expert. I don't necessarily need to edit or write or alter everything in my Box account, so I don't like to sync my entire Box account. Some installers prefer actually going into their schedules all the way here and then syncing just their schedules. That's fine. I'm going to sync this, and so it'll sync just this installer folder. So I'm going to click one click inside the installer folder, then I'm going to hit sync up there at the top. It's going to ask you if you really want to sync it. I'm going to hit yes. And now on the left you can see I'm no longer in the cloud setting. It's taking me to the synced folder. So I'm going to go back here down under the cloud where it says Joel Hendricks and then Joel Rayline and then that other Box account I just set up right here. So this is where we just were. So now in synced folders, if I click on that, it has added this installer folder. And if I click into schedules, and you'll see 19 and 110 are a little more gray or a little more faint. That's because those folders are empty. So either they're empty or they haven't quite downloaded. You'll pull down to sync. But those are empty, so they're not going to get blue like 111 is. So that's where my documents are. And you see here, if I try McAndrew again, instead of asking me to download, it pulls up the document. So at this point, I'm going to hold my finger down, and I've created a stamp in custom stamps. You have standard, and then you have custom. I highly recommend custom stamps. I find it to be really easy to work with. You can make a lot of notes and details. There's just a few examples you can see here. But the main one is you'll want to create, you hit the plus sign to create one, create a text stamp, and then you type your name. Let's do this. Joel H. Then I toggle the date on and I toggle the time on. You can pick the different colors. I like to stay away from red because I use that for concrete and takedown and things that you want to really make known. To be honest, I've really started just liking the black and white. So then at that point, now you've got that stamp in there. You can see that I have a previous one that has my whole name of Joel H. We'll just use Joel H for this example. Now when I hit this, it's going to put it right there. I just happen to select perfectly between those lines. You can always move it if you need to, and you can make it bigger or smaller. I usually just hit it and I'm done. Then I don't have to put the date or anything when I get the customer signature. Actually, when I show up to a job and I'm walking through the job initially, I just stamp it. Then at the end, no matter what you need to go over with the customer as far as filling this portion out, all I have to do is hit the signature, customer signature. I don't remember what the name was on that. We'll put Carl on there. And then now, when you go back out here, you can see that little arrow on the Adobe. It's already gone, but it was syncing there. If you see that, just like that arrow when you pull down to sync there, until that goes away, it hasn't really finished syncing and it's not there. Now let's go check in box and see how McAndrew looks, just to make sure. Go in here, 111, and pull it up. Get to that last page, there it is. So that's a good sign. We'll stay in here. Now let's go do this blank completion form, for instance. That already pulls the date automatically off of the date and time off of my device. The little drop down here. I'm going to select my name. I'm going to click that. Then I'm going to get the customer signature just the same. We're really liking the name Carl today, so we're going to stick with that. And then type in Carl. Appears down there. Store number 2708. And whatever the number is. We'll hit done. We'll go to that next page and select some of this and hit done, just to see how that translates into box. So you see that arrow again right there? It's already gone, but I'll pull down to sync anyway. If you're offline all day, this is what you'd be doing. At the end of the day, you'd just go into your day folder, any changes you've made, you pull down a sync, or you can grab your whole schedules folder and pull down on it, make sure it's syncing. Then you go in here and go to that blank completion form. Make sure that turned out okay. Go to the next page and my check mark's upside down. Something's up with the formatting of this completion form, but it's alright. That's on me, not you guys. So that's it. So Just make sure you're in your synced folders, and that everything that you need to be syncing is actually a designated sync folder, and you should be good.